Today we go over 25 facts about Eric Andre and his weird-ass TV show. Eric was born in Boca Raton, Florida, making him somewhat less weird than many of the troglodytes here in my home state. He was born in 1983, currently making him 38 as of this video. After graduating high school in 2001, he attended Berklee College of Music in Boston, up until 2005. Can you guess what instrument he played? No, not the tambourine, and not the recorder. No, he played the goddamn double bass. What a legend. While doing stand-up comedy gigs throughout the mid to late 2000s, Eric also made an appearance as a Geico Caveman. No, not in the shitty commercials, but as one in the Super Bowl, and not in the way you think. He appeared in full makeup outside of one of the shops, a hunting supply store, and he appeared in various obscure videos like this awful Washington Post live thing.
Oh, a bigger ball. You know, I got tickets to see that show.
Really?
Yeah, I'll be courtside tonight.
Why don't you get going there, man?
I was kind of, maybe we could bond or.
You want to? You want to hug? Want to hug?
Let's hug it
Wow.
out.
We'll hug it out. Nice.
He filmed a pilot for the Weird Parody talk show in 2009. It was shot in an abandoned Brooklyn bodega for cheap over the course of a few days. It happened to co-star a comedian Eric Andre knew from the New York Circle, Hannibal Buress. The pilot was directed by Andrew Bartolon and Kido Sakurai. The pilot itself has actually been mostly lost. Besides some parts shown off at 2013 San Diego Comic-Con, the rest has remained unseen. I was actually going to discuss that in a lost media video about Adult Swim, but I couldn't find enough interesting entries to talk about, so I instead did a video about the lost apps. But mentioning it here makes up for it, right? The first season actually arrived only 3 years after the pilot. Episode 1, titled George Clooney, premiered on May 20th, 2012. Season 1 definitely had a different style when compared to the other 4. It was purposely shot in lower quality in the 1990s public access style. A lot of the guests Eric got were just parodies of them performed by other people, yet at the same time, they literally got the biggest guest star of all, a fucking grizzly bear.
This is still safe, right? I no longer am a fan of this bit.
Surprisingly, Eric has only been arrested once on the show, while filming a sketch on the episode featuring James Vanderbeek and Steve-O. Andre, dressed as a frat boy, speaks at a town hall meeting and promotes weird stuff like putting beer in the water fountains and placing cameras in the locker rooms of women. He was only in custody for like that one night. Obviously, the show has gotten away with a lot of risque and controversial stuff, but some events never happened. According to an interview, Eric stated, "We're going to have a transgender man and a transgender woman pose as PAs off to the side of the camera. Then, during an interview, they were going to slowly undress completely and then start having sex with each other. Our lawyers were like, you could get in a lot of trouble if you have people publicly fuck in front of a guest that doesn't know that." Another part of the show that got cut involved a pro-Al-Qaeda country song. Eric didn't even mind it, as apparently it was due to a spike in ISIS beheadings at the time. A total of 3 people have walked out over the course of the show. One was Lance Reddick, who punched Eric's desk and proclaimed, "You need a new desk." T.I. also left due to a man wearing nothing but a shirt coming out from the shadows. Most infamously was Lauren Conrad, as she witnessed Eric throw up on his desk and drink some of the vomit. It was so bad that a publicity agent cancelled many other scheduled clients. That episode of Lauren Conrad, which is the second episode of season 2, is actually the highest rated episode of the show on IMDb. It has a rating of 9.3 out of 10. Remember that moment when Hannibal kicked Flava Flav in the face? Well, that never actually happened. When asked about it, the man himself tweeted this: "People asking about that BS Eric Andre show. That kick in the face never happened. That's some bullshit editing done to disparage Flav. Yo, Eric Andre, fuck you for that move, G." Many memes have come out of the show, the first being from the 2012 New Year's Eve spectacular. Hannibal corrects Eric that Obama will be in the White House for 4 years, not 2, but because this is Eric's show, everyone boos him. This scene actually occurred in a short where Eric goes to the 2016 Democratic National Convention. Well, somewhat, as he has his pass revoked at the Republican National Convention after running around in a skirt. In Season 2, Episode 6, we get the infamous scene of Eric shooting Hannibal multiple times and then asking,
Who killed Hannibal? Who killed Hannibal? Who killed Hannibal?
He did this after suggesting Hannibal should change his underwear, not even giving the poor man time to speak. For those wondering why it took so long for Season 5 to come out, Eric was working on his film Bad Trip, which was going to be released in theaters in April 2020, but then COVID happened. Season 5 started during the end of that movie's production. Since Hannibal left early on during the new season, Eric made Blanable, a messed up clone. The guy who plays him is named James Hasley, and Eric found him on Craigslist. He was only in a few episodes, and at this point, there really isn't a new permanent co-host for the show. While filming an intro with John Cena, Eric actually got a concussion when hit with a metal bar from a shelf. He used a safe word, popcorn, and was sent to the hospital. It was revealed during the Season 5 behind the scenes special that this sort of thing happens a lot. Only true artists does this for their art. The show's actually had 3 different narrators. In Season 1 it was Gary Anthony Williams, Tom Kane in Season 2, and Robert Smith from Season 3 onwards. Hannibal actually plays a character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and no, I'm not joking. He plays Coach Wilson in Spider-Man Homecoming and will appear as the same character in No Way Home. Let's hope he gets more screen time. Besides Bad Trip, Eric has actually appeared in various other films. More recently, he voice acted as Mark Bowman in the underrated Mitchells vs. the Machines, and as Azizi in that crappy Lion King remake. Plus he's going to be in the upcoming Jackass Forever movie. In response to his sexual orientation, Andre stated this: "I think everyone is bi, right? There is no such thing as sexual orientation, or race, or gender. Those are all obsolete man-made concepts. I'll say it again, a hole is a hole." When asked if he was coming out as bisexual, he continued, "I'll fuck anything that moves." It actually hasn't been confirmed if the Season 6 will be coming out, but due to the pandemic, we probably won't get any news about it for at least the next year. And finally, while many of the events that happened to the guests were planned, one of the best moments from the show wasn't.
I can't tell what this is. What is this?
Yeah, let's give a quick shout out to Christina Applegate.